I've just gotten home from seeing Odeon's Scream Unseen, which, as you can see at the top, says The Substance. Yeah, they showed The Substance. This movie's trailer, from what I saw, was very vague and knew basically nothing about it whatsoever. And after I've seen this movie, I am kind of left speechless. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the channel and thank you for taking your own time out to check out my review for The Substance, directed by Coralie Fargeat. And I have seen her previous movie, Revenge. This is her second only movie. Now, I like Revenge. I think that's a pretty good movie. I definitely recommend it if you haven't seen it. And The Substance stars Demi Moore, Margaret, Qualley, and Quaid. And I'm going to struggle to talk about this without spoilers. I'm not going to give spoilers, but try to give some general plot synopsis. Okay, so Demi Moore plays a character called Elizabeth Sparkle. Now, she is like this fitness instructor, this fitness dancer. You know, those programs where it's like 10-minute ab workouts and all that kind of stuff, right? Aerobics, whatever. She is famous. She's made it on the Walk of Fame. This all happens in 2 minutes of the movie, so it's not a spoiler. And basically, she is like the star of Hollywood, right? However, because she's older now, and she's been doing this for like decades at this point, and of course, kind of they acknowledge the fact that her like actual real age in real life, Hollywood don't want her anymore. So she hears about this program as such called The Substance, given the title of the movie, where she can be a younger, better version of herself, who's played by Margaret Qualley, already called Sue. How I can describe this movie, I mean, there's a lot of words to say for this, for sure, but without spoiler context, it's difficult, so I'm going to try my best, so please bear with me, guys. Okay, so how I can describe this movie: wild, zany, bonkers, body horror galore, practical effects off the charts, visual effects some of the best you'll ever see. CG, if there's any, is blended in with the visuals so well you can't even tell. Wild, crazy, just off the walls. Best way I can try sum up The Substance. This movie's left me with so many different mixed feelings and emotions, and so much I'm dying to talk about that I think I'm going to be thinking about this movie for quite some time. And that's a good thing, and in a good way, because for me, because I love horror, I think this is probably for me the best body horror movie I've personally ever seen. Now, there is going to be other people who's probably seen better body horror movies, and if you can recommend some great ones, let me know down below in the comment section. But as for myself, this is going to be like up here in the charts of body horror movies, right? It's so well done. I've got to give a huge shout out, more than anyone, to the special effects team, the visual effects team, the makeup department, because without them, this movie would flop. They are the absolute gem, and the credit and the gold stars and the Walk of Fame should be for those guys and girls who did this, because it's honestly some of the best I've ever seen. It's that darn good how they've done this. The performances, okay, let's get to the performances of Margaret Qualley, Demi Moore, and Quaid. Okay, mainly Margaret Qualley and Demi Moore, because they are the main two, right? They're both women. Great, really, really good roles. They bear it all. They give their heart and soul into this performance, and this is what it felt like for me. And just they pulled out all the stops, and they were both magnetic to watch. And I found myself invested in these characters. I found myself rooting for them, despising them, and all these different mixed emotions and feelings as the movie played out. I can't even say 3-act structure because this movie's bonkers. Again, I'm leaving it there. But both of them have fantastic chemistry. Both of them work really well. And this is just held up by a really strong script, because there's a lot of message in here. And there's a lot of nods and a lot of different themes that are so correlated into a big picture, and I can really admire that. I can really appreciate that. And again, it's one that I'm really dying to talk in depth about at some point. But I loved this. I thought this was crazy. I was just left like, wow. Many moments I felt like my skin crawling a little bit. I was like held onto my seat, and that doesn't really ever happen. And I was just engrossed and fixed to the screen, where I can't wait to see this movie again. I can't wait to take my partner to see this and get her reactions, and also my YouTube peers when they finally get to check this out and what their thoughts are, and actually have that conversation. But as I've said, if you've seen it, let me know down below in the comment section so we can actually have some form of a discussion. Now, if you're wondering, well, Mike, have you got any negatives for the substance? I've got maybe like one or two, and I've got to give a bit of a disclaimer. This might sound obvious, but if you're not a huge fan of horror or body horror, this is definitely not for you. It is also quite artistic, as it's under like the movie label, and they are kind of known for those pictures. So in that essence, it's not going to work for everyone. Some people might say this and be like, yeah, this is the worst movie going. But again, it depends on what kind of style movie you like and if you're willing to give it a go. And I would say the biggest kind of qualm I've got is a little bit with the ending. It does have one of those endings. It feels like it could have ended 2 or 3 times. I think the runtime's also gonna bother a few people because it clocks in about 2 hours and 20 minutes. Do I think 5-10 minutes could have been shaved? Yeah. More particularly with the ending part, but I'm gonna leave it there. I know it's been quite vague. I know it's maybe not been the most in-depth and detailed review you're ever going to see here on YouTube, but in terms of no spoiler context, best I can give you guys, really. So my score for The Substance, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars, and I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts on this one. In the meantime, big thanks to all my awesome patrons who help to really support the channel. Really do appreciate it. You can join today from only £2 per month. Link is down below in the description box. In the meantime, if you haven't seen these reviews of mine, check them out. Have a bit of a deep dive. Till next time I see you guys, I'll be seeing you later.